let's start setting up, shall we?
Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to Filbert Flies. I'm Filbert, as you know, and this afternoon we are flying from Copenhagen, Denmark to Florence in Italy as Scandinavian Airlines Flight 2961. We're going to be using Vatsim. I'm not entirely sure that we'll have very much coverage at this time of day in this part of the world, but we do at least have a Copenhagen Kastrup tower controller on at the moment. So we'll at least start off with a little bit of ATC coverage. So without further ado, let us get on board and start setting up. So I've connected the aircraft to external power and I've aligned the IRSs. And what I thought I'd do today is take you through using some of the new functionality in the A320nx to import a SimBrief flight plan. Now I've only done this once before and it worked like a charm. So if I can remember how to do it and it works again, it'll all be very good. So first thing you do is go to ATSU data link, then AOC menu. Oh, so to clarify, all I've done so far is start the aircraft up at a gate. I haven't loaded any flight plan into the sim at all. Then we go to init/pres and we do init data request. I've already set up my SimBrief account details, and there you are. It's imported our flight number, our departure airport and our destination airport. We've got this init review page which tells us our block time, and these fields should get filled in as we progress. We'll see if that works, I'm not entirely sure. Jason, you've just completed a flight from Luton to Ibiza. The ILS didn't work, that's a shame. It worked for me. I hope you managed to get down safely anyway. Yeah, quite right, does I know. And Scandinavian Aviation, hello, welcome to the stream. So we've done that bit, and then there's something else we can do. We can go to performance/weight and balance, and page 1 allows us to load the correct planned block fuel, which should be 8892. Now at the moment we've got more than that because I use the default weight and balance. But if we go to load, then that should have changed to 8892, and it hasn't quite, but close enough. What's 72 kilograms between friends, eh? And we can do the same thing with the weight and balance page. If we click on load, then that should load all of that into our aircraft. And if we go up here to check the weight and balance, and then we should see that that's roundabout right. So total weight is 59,000, total takeoff weight 59,091. Let me just double check that. That doesn't sound right at all if I'm remembering correctly. No, my takeoff weight should be 71,192. Curious. Well, let's just crank it up a little bit to make it match, shall we? 77, 72... That'll do, 7953, and we'll adjust these figures to make the aircraft balance. I don't spend a huge amount of time doing this. We just need to move the centre of gravity slightly further back. That's a bit too far back, so make that 4, make that 6, and there we are. We have a balanced aircraft with a Mach percentage of 28.67. Right, so that's that done. Who else do we have here? I'm missing a lot of messages. You got down okay. Excellent, good, pleased to hear it. Hello Jansheen, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is the A320nx project. My name is Philbert, and hello Andy. So now we have done that, and it sort of worked a little bit, we can go back to setting up our aircraft as we normally would. So we'll go back to the main menu, FMGC, and we'll go to our init page. And if we press init request, that should uplink all of the data from the flight plan that we just imported from SimBrief. And indeed it has. So yes, so we've got our alternate airport here, which is Rome Fiumicino, I believe. Cost index has been generated at random. Kevin, I don't know if you're here. Yeah, I did tell you the typical cost index for Scandinavian once, but I can't remember. I know it was low. I'm going to go with 12 because it doesn't particularly have much of an effect in this aircraft anyway. And we are cruising at flight level 290, which is a little low, but that's what SimBrief planned for us. So yeah, so that's init A done. And the next thing we need to do is look at our flight plan page. But before we complete our flight plan, we need to get our clearance, and before we do that, we need to get the ATIS. So if we go to ATSU and then AOC menu again and click on ATIS, then it defaults to the arrival airport. But if we put in EKCH, then that should because I've set it up to connect with the Vatsim network, that should download the latest ATIS. We shall see. It's 6, thank you Kevin, I will adjust that. And we're waiting for the company message notification on the upper eCam. There it is. And that means that we can go back to the AOC menu, receive messages and ATIS, and there it is. So we can expect departure off runway 22 right. Wind is 280 degrees at 16 knots. So a little bit of a crosswind for takeoff, but nothing too bad. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. Yes. Sky condition overcast 1400 feet. Temperature 9. And dew point 7. Okay, with a QNH of 1003. And this is
Hi, the
information
security and
uniform.
safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Okay.
Oh, thanks Scandinavian Aviation. Thank you. Yeah, it is a range. It's decided by the dispatcher based on various factors that I don't quite understand. So let's call it 7 for today. We're not in a rush. Right. Hello, Caffel. Nice to see you. Welcome back to YouTube. Hello, Monkey Boss. Where are we taking off? We're taking off from Copenhagen, Janshin. And I've completely forgotten which info uniform, isn't it? Right, so we can now tune the tower frequency on 118.1, and hopefully the controller will give us our clearance. Oh, my button's stuck. What was I saying? 118.1. We'll switch across. And as usual, I like to type my first message out into the notes box so I don't stuff up. Gastrup Tower, good afternoon. Scandinavian 2961 on stand Delta 1 with uniform, type A320, request IFR clearance to Firenze.
Scandinavian 2961, Gastrup Tower, good afternoon, request to Firenze, CMA Charlie, squawk 2176.
I didn't get half of that. Squawk 2176, could you repeat the rest please, Scandinavian 2961?
CMA Charlie.
CMEG Charlie, thank you, Scandinavian 2961.
Negative, CMEG 8 Charlie.
CMEG 8 Charlie departure for Scandinavian 2961.
2961, read back correct.
I'm sure that's what I said. I'm not certain though. Right, so we're squawking 2176. And I'll just need to bring up the departure chart for the CMEG 8 Charlie, because I do not have that loaded. Okay, there it is. Right, so with that information we can start setting up our MCDU properly.
Good afternoon, Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, stand Delta 3, info uniform, request clearance please. Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, Gastrup Tower, good afternoon, you are cleared to Frankfurt, next one Charlie, departure squawk 1167. Nixon 1 Charlie, squawk 1167, Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo. Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, read back correct.
Right, so that's that departure set up. We'll worry about the arrival en route because we've got plenty of time, unlike with our Dublin flight the other day. And we'll move over to init B.
Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, push and start approved to start at point 01, QNH 1003. Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo 1003, pushback approved, and on to Sierra 1. Just confirm, Sierra 1 for the release point.
You're thinking about getting this airport. I do recommend it. I do recommend it.
2 into onto Sierra 1.
So there seem to be something called startup points here, which I haven't seen. Oh yes, I see them now on the parking chart. That's good. Where are we landing? We're landing in Florence in Italy, Janshin. Good morning, Dave. And I am from England, Janshin. Hello, Mr. Catface. Welcome back.
To Amsterdam Schiphol, Tango 1 Charlie, squawk 4601.
Right, so init A and init B are done. We'll do our performance page. I calculated these figures earlier because it's not very interesting for you. So we're using a flex takeoff temperature of 57, flaps 1 plus F.
Tango 1 Charlie, thank you, Kilo 115.
And the transition altitude will be on our departure chart and is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction will be 1,500 and acceleration will be 3,000. V1 is 147, VR is 153, and V2 is 154. And at this point I'll start the APU. Boarding is underway, so we'll get a bit of air conditioning going on in the cabin. It's not too cold here today. Oh, wrong switch. Master switch on, not bleed. Ah, you're from India. Which part, Janshin? Right. And while the APU is starting up and the passengers are boarding, turn on the flight director, and I will just familiarise myself with the CIMEG 8 Charlie departure. So we're going to be going more or less straight ahead to Charlie Hotel 377. In fact, let's have a look at this in plan mode, and then we can make sure it looks right. Yep, it does. Charlie Hotel 377 is here, making a left to Charlie Hotel 381, 382, CIMEG, and then that's the end of our departure. I believe. Deneg, CIMEG, yes, that's correct. And then we'll be turning to the south. So the original departure that I was expecting was a Balox departure, and Balox is actually somewhere down here. Let's just check it isn't in our flight plan still, because CIMEG, yes, it is still in our flight plan. So, do we want to get rid of it? We probably do. Let's just zoom out a bit. Oh, it doesn't make much difference. We're going CIMEG, Balox, Salo. So it's more or less a straight line, so we'll leave it in. Oh, okay, enjoy your meal, Mr. Catface. I calculate my V-speeds using wabpro.cz. I'll post a link in here. I should put it in the video description, actually. I never think to do it. This is where I calculate my V-speeds. I used to use P3D, Scandinavian Aviation, and before that FSX, and before that FS 2004, and all the way back to FS for Windows 95 back in 1996.
And Customs over Western again, Scale 16, request for clearance to Lambester. Scale 16, Castle, good afternoon. Can you please find flight plan? I don't have anything on you. Oh, sorry, forgot to send. I will do it.
Oh, I always forget to file a flight plan. Managed it today though.
And Lufthansa 7K, Peter X, taxi please.
So now we've got all that set up, we can run our before start checklist down to the line. And I'm using Flight Crew A320 for this.
Before start checklist.
Taxi heading point 2 to right, via Seller, Romeo, and Bravo cross, runway 30.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADS.
No, Kevin, no, there's no departure on, it's just tower, and then we've got nothing, unfortunately.
You are clear
Nav.
to
Fuel
Vader 1 Charlie,
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrow ref.
1.
First line at Vader 1 Charlie to the right, squawk 3725.
Set. Down to the line.
Right, so that's the before start checklist down to the line completed, and I'm just going to input my V-speeds into Flight Crew A320 while we're waiting. So there you were, once again, 147, 153 and 154. You can't see that, of course, but there's a settings menu which makes sure, if you fill it in correctly, that the co-pilot reads out your speeds. No worries, Smellfly, no worries. Right, and I think we can probably forward our pre-flight events a little bit. Got 12 minutes remaining, we don't
Hi
need to
guys,
sit here
here's
for
the
12
load sheet
minutes.
for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. As you locate your assigned seat, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartment. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate...
Yes, that's right, yeah, we are expecting
please bring it to
an
the
update for the
door.
sim. Now, I've never been flying when an update has been released. I don't know if any of you have. I'm slightly concerned that it'll be released just on approach to Florence and all of a sudden we'll get kicked out.
Hey guys, all packs are on board.
I'm,
Are we clear
I'm
to close?
36, Janshing.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Excellent, so boarding's complete. We'll wait for them to close the cabin door. Hopefully the jetway will disconnect. Yes, it is. There we are. Which means we're pretty much ready to go. So I'll turn on the beacon light because we're about to move. Should probably do that after getting pushback clearance, but I don't like to hang around once I've been given the OK by ATC. And we'll do our before start checklist below the line.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Hello, Llewellyn. Welcome back, and Merry Christmas to you and yours too.
KLM 115, ready for push and start.
KLM 115, push and start approved, release point Yankee 1, QNH 1003.
Yankee 1, QNH 1003, KLM 115.
Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, after departure, monthly intercom, 122.8, 128 runway 23 traffic over, bye. Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, are ready yet? We wait for crew or for cabin. So confirm cleared for takeoff. FM to direct left takeoff and just report rolling. Lufthansa 7 Echo Kilo, cleared for takeoff from a 22 left,
Just a spring chicken.
122.9 and
Yeah.
report railway.
I don't feel it at the moment. My job, I work for the railway, Janshin. And yeah, I'm pleased. I don't know if I replied to you, Dave. I read it. I'm glad we won't end up being booted. Right, let's get our push and start up clearance.
For information, I think, 1 to 2 minutes. Roger.
Copenhagen, Lufthansa 9632 is established, runway 22 left.
Lufthansa 9652, Castle, good afternoon. Runway 22 left, clear to land, winds 28, 16.
Good afternoon, sir, 22 left, clear to land, Lufthansa 9632.
Kastrup Tower, Scandinavian 2961, stand Delta 1, ready for pushback and engine start.
Scandinavian 2961, push and start approved, release point Romeo 1, QNH 1003.
Push and start approved, release point Romeo 1 and QNH 1003 for Scandinavian 2961. Romeo 1, you say? Where is Romeo 1? Oh, there it is. Oh, yes, it's directly behind us. Very, very easy. Okay, let's get pushed back.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
You have a lot of questions, Chanshin, but I like it. No, I'm not married. No.
You are cleared behind a
hello,
fire
Lewis
engines at
Gamer.
your discretion.
Okay, let's start the engines. So, engine mode selector to start, ignition rather.
Starting engine 1.
I wonder if these release points are marked on the taxiways. I've never noticed them before. Keep an eye on our engines. Start while also trying to steer a pushback tug that isn't actually visible. It's all good fun.
Bye.
Well, at least you don't have any symptoms, Jason. Hopefully you're in the clear now. So Romeo 1 is just sort of before the corner. But no, it's not marked, is it?
Starting engine 2.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yes, it is. There it is. There's Romeo 1. Let's stop the pushback there.
Direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pit.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Hello LJ Vlogs. Yes, the pushback system works if you stay at the gate you spawned at, but I couldn't do that because that Lufthansa spawned inside me, so I had to move gates. So I'm using FS2 Cruise Pushback Express, but unfortunately that can only work with the default tugs. It doesn't generate its own generally.
Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the nearest exit.
Thanks for the tip, Jansheen. I appreciate that. It's very very helpful.
The cabin is pressurized.
Okay, so now do we have two good starts? Yes, we do. So we can turn off the APU bleed, turn off the APU, turn on the taxi light, and we'll run the after start checklist.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Oh, haven't turned on the anti-ice. We do need it today because of all that low cloud.
Set.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
And the pitch trim we want, and again I haven't remembered to set this. As I said the other day, when I'm on Vatsim I forget a lot more stuff. What was our centre of gravity? 28, wasn't it? 28-ish.
Your jacket is equipped with a light that will automatically illuminate in water. This is a non-smoking
30% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Will now be turned off.
Yeah, I know, Dave. I know.
KLM 115 requesting taxi.
Flight control check.
Okay, 115. Mike, okay, so taxi
Full up.
100.2 to
Oh,
right.
that's interesting. It's still on the
Full
engine
down.
page.
Neutral.
Oh, it's probably because I haven't done that.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
We'll wait for the first officer to do his flight control checks. Oh, and the page pops up for him, alright, that's good.
Coastal traffic, correction Coastal Tower, very good evening.
Turn on the weather radar and the predictive wind shear warning system.
Left base for runway.
Turn on altitude reporting.
KLM 115 need to confirm Mike, Zulu and Alpha for 100.2 to right and cross runway 12. Mike, Zulu Alpha
Right.
to
Clear left
runway
side.
22
Clear
right.
right side.
And we're ready to taxi. Castrip Tower, Scandinavian 29661, ready to taxi.
KLM 115 need to confirm and cross runway 12.
Oh.
And cross runway 12, gotcha. KLM 115. Finnair taxi to Lima, join final behind the Nortrans 1037 at your 12 o'clock.
I thought I had, Dave, have I not?
Number 2 for final.
Yeah, I have. TARA.
Lufthansa 9652, welcome to Copenhagen, taxi via Bravo, cross runway 12 and hold short of Zulu. Bravo, cross 12, short of Zulu 9652. Skip number 2961, taxi 100 point runway 2 to right, via Romeo, Sierra, Victor, Yankee, Delta and Alpha, cross runway 12.
Taxi holding point 22 right via Romeo, Sierra, Victor, Yankee, Delta, Alpha and crossing runway 12, Scandinavian 29661.
Coastal Tower, correction, vision 262 on final runway to right.
Nortrans 262, Castle Tower, good afternoon, runway 2 to left, clear to land, 280 degrees 16.
Clear land to the right, Nortrans 262, thank you.
Nortrans 262, negative, 2 to left and not 2 to right.
Roger, to the left.
So we'll begin our taxi.
So Northern 262 needs to make a slide over for runway 2 to left.
Roger, doing that. Nortrans 262, thank you.
And Tower, we are inbound for runway 2 to right. This is Finnair 6 Hotel Lima. Roger, Finnair 6 Hotel Lima. Need to do side step for 2 to left. Report final. And Northern 262, please expedite vacating runway.
This is Flight Hampers Copenhagen. I might do a face reveal one day. I don't really see the point, if I'm honest.
Left.
I don't have a webcam, that's the main reason I haven't, but also I just... yeah, I don't think it would bring much to the experience, that's my view.
When you establish RLS 2 to left. For now, I'm seeing the compass to 2, that's right.
Roger,
and I really do need to stop looking at the chat and start looking at my taxi charts. Victor, okay. So that should be the next left. I'm using track IR4, John. Oh, sorry, Louis. Sorry, I've done this before, and I remembered being corrected, and I thought I had it the other way round.
Cancel Frankfurt via Lango 1 Charlie departure, runway 22 right, squawk 5601, Scandi 1635.
So this is Victor, I believe, I hope.
Almost correct. Squawk is 5670.
I will take squawk 5670, Scandi 1635.
Hello, Zippy.
Correct. Skyline 2961, you made a wrong turn there, so if you can turn straight ahead via Victor and turn left on Tango to join Whiskey 0 Christian 0 Shuttle Sierra.
Oh, my apologies. Continue Victor and repeat the turn again, please, for Scandinavian 2961.
Continue Victor and left on Tango to join Whiskey 2 Shuttle Sierra.
Left on Tango to join Whiskey 2, hold short of Sierra, Scandinavian 2961.
Nortrans 262, vacated runway 2 left down to Bravo 3.
Lufthansa 9652, continue taxi stand Delta 4 via Bravo, Romeo, Whiskey and Sierra.
I am not doing well here with this with this taxiing. I thought it was an odd direction, but I've written it down. I think it's my handwriting.
Christian Northbound 262, taxi via Bravo, cross 12 and hold short of Zulu.
Taxi Bravo, cross 12, Nortrans 262.
And hold short of Zulu.
Hold short Zulu, Nortrans 262.
262, hold position.
Holding position, Nortrans 262.
I told you to make a right turn onto Bravo, you're currently on Echo 2.
We'll make a right turn onto Bravo, Nortrans 262.
If you have to turn on to Bravo, you need to do a 180 from your present position.
Yep, doing that, Nortrans.
Right, so we want to turn left onto Tango.
KLM 115, line up 2 to right and wait.
Well, at least you're getting to see a bit more of the airport anyway.
Lining up 2 to 5, 2 to right, KLM 115.
Scandinavian 1635 at Bravo 8, request push and start.
1635, push and start approved, release point Yankee 1, QNH 1003.
Push and start is approved, release point Yankee 1, Scandinavian 1635.
1635, does confirm QNH is 1003.
And QNH 1003, Scandi 1635.
Lufthansa 9652, looks like your stand is occupied, so it's going to be Delta 3 via Romeo. Lufthansa 9652, hold position.
Nortrans 262 on Bravo.
Lufthansa 9652, taxi on to stand Delta 3 via Romeo.
KLM 115, runway 22 right, requesting takeoff clearance.
Stand by.
Australia, Lufthansa 9652 Delta 3, thank you sir.
KLM 115 after departure, Monty Unicom 122.8, wind is 28 degrees 16,
Yeah, I am vaping to calm my nerves.
Unicom 122,
I hate messing up, I hate it.
KLM 115.
It's a combination of an inability to read my writing and an inability to read a taxi chart. That's what's going on here.
KLM 115, need you to confirm, runway 22 right, you're cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, KLM 115, thank you.
Scandinavian 116, ready for push and stop. Scandinavian 116, hold position for now, call you back. Roger, 116.
Trans 262 will cross runway 12 and hold short at Zulu.
Affirm. So Scandinavian 116, confirm you're able to push for release point Zulu 6. Negative, you can only take a straight push or nose to the left. Roger, then hold position for now and plan to face south on Mike.
Mind you, I'm not the only one.
Roger, south on Mike, Scandinavian 116.
Hello, smooth flying.
2961, continue to take about Whiskey and Romeo, hold short of the Yankee.
Continue wire Whiskey and Romeo, hold short of Yankee, Scandinavian 2961. Okay. Whiskey and Romeo, hold short of Yankee. Right, I can do that. That's not a problem. So, second left. And then, okay, and then stop, basically. Hello, Liam. Yeah, unfortunately this new headset I've got does pick up my vaping
262,
more than the old one.
Bravo 7 via Bravo, Yankee and Papa.
Bravo 7 via Bravo, Yankee Papa, no trans 262.
Confirm Bravo 7.
Bravo 7 via Bravo, Yankee Papa, no trans 262.
Where's he going? I don't like this. Right, there's Yankee, so we'll hold short here just in case he's going.
292, stand by at the Chicago. No, trans 262, you have to make a left turn here.
Roger, copied.
Yeah, I do recommend Copenhagen. Yep, it was I think number 3 in my top 10 airports of 2020 so far. So yeah, it's really good. Airplane 9, hello, welcome. Nice to see you there.
Scandinavian 2961, continue taxi 100 Echo 1, runway 2 to right, via Romeo and Bravo, cross runway 12.
Continue holding point Echo 1, runway 22 right via Romeo and Bravo, cross runway 12. Scandinavian 2961.
Scandinavian 116, hold position.
Everyone's messing it up today.
Yeah, hold position, you were not cleared to push. Oh, sorry, I thought you were ready for push to and facing south, but my mistake then, Scandinavian 116. I told you to plan for that, but you weren't cleared. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, enjoy your flight, airplane 9, that's a long one.
Like you just cut off 1635's tail. Yep, 116.
Okay, I always like it when there's someone who's doing worse than I am. And cutting off someone's tail is worse than getting lost.
Sina 6 is at Lima, Castle Tower, hello again. On 2 to left, clear to land, 280 degrees, 16 knots.
Clear to land, 2 to left, Sina 6 Hotel Lima.
Yeah, my PC's not the most recent, it must be said, but it does really well with this sim. I haven't found a need to spend more money on upgrading it yet. This is probably the slowest I've ever taxied. I'm going to catch up with the rest of your messages once we're in the air because I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Should have done that a while ago for a start.
Scandinavian 1635, Castle Tower.
Oop. Strobes on because we're crossing a runway.
Yeah, are you done with the push?
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Are you done with the push?
Checked.
Yes, I'm done. I will go for the whole releasing point.
Briefing.
I have been told.
Yeah, you have to push
Flat
that point
setting.
and start up there instead of just push onto mic.
Okay, my mistake.
Config
Not
1
on
plus F.
Config 1 plus F.
Thank you very much for the service.
V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
So it's
V1, 1,
16,
4, 7, VR,
yeah, actually
1,
disregard.
5, 3, V2, 1, 5,
2961 after the departure,
V1,
1 4, 7,
VR, 1, 5, 3, V2, 1, 5, 4, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Take off no blue.
Down to the line.
Scandinavian 2961 after departure, one to Unicom, 122.8, wind is 28 degrees 16, runway 23, clear takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 22 right, Unicom after departure, Scandinavian 2961, thank you for the service and sorry for getting lost.
No problem.
Right, so we've got our takeoff clearance. I'm just going to pause here to complete the before takeoff checklist. I keep checking the cabin, but it's not going green for some reason. Never mind, we know we've checked the cabin.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
Takeoff 116 for taxi. 116 taxi on the point, runway 23 right by Mike Zulu Alpha, cross runway 125.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine
Taxi
mode
to
selected.
1.2 right by Mike Zulu and Alpha crossing 12, follow the company, Scandinavian correction. Yeah, Scandinavian 116.
Super cool pilot kid, I'm not finding you super cool. I'm finding you quite unpleasant company, so I'm going to get rid of you. Bye bye.
Ready?
Ready.
Take off.
Ah, the auto brake keeps coming off like it used to do before when you brake. I don't know why that is. Anyway, let's go.
Manflex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Autopilot 1. AP1.
Check.
Ah, welcome to the sky. And as the guy said, there's no further ATC, so we can go over to Unicom on 122.8. Passing thrust reduction altitude, lever back to climb. Hopefully we'll be through these clouds before too long and have some nice blue skies, which is really, it's got to be the best bit of being a pilot, hasn't it? Whatever the weather on the ground, you always get a bit of sun.
Flap 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
And we'll complete the after takeoff climb checklist below the line once we pass the transition altitude. That is the co-pilot that is the main part of FS2 Crew's Flight Crew A320 add-on. There's a link in the YouTube video description, XT Flight Simmer. It's 15:09 in the sim, I believe. Although that isn't the time of day I wanted to take off. I wonder what happened. I definitely set it earlier. Oh well. Let's just change it. Yeah, it's gone to sort of, I think, live time. No, not quite. A bit earlier. Right, so takeoff was scheduled for 10:55, so we're going to make it 11ish now. That's better. That's the time the real flight departed that I'm trying to simulate here. The windshield check. I've no idea, Jason. Windshield check. When did I say it? What was the context? And because we have no further ATC, we may as well climb straight up to our cruising altitude of flight level 290. And as 5000 is our transition, we'll switch to standard pressure.
Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked, passing flight level 055. Now.
Check. Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff checklist complete.
Right, let me catch up on your messages now. Indeed, breakout. Yeah, almost breakout. Anyway, there was definitely a hint of blue there. There we are. There we are. Proper breakout. This is much more like it. I don't know what the weather's like in Florence. I haven't checked, but hopefully it's a bit nicer. Right, let me just check what I've missed other than from Super Cool Pilot Kid 69 shouting about his fantastic system. What settings do I play on DS Productions? You can have a look at the community tab of my YouTube channel. Most things are set to ultra, a few things have been turned down, and in the community tab I have screenshots of my current settings. Quite right, Mr. Catface. Take off from the taxiway. Yeah, I was tempted the way that taxi was going. Just get on with it. Yeah, the sim did look really good, doesn't it? Well, it still does. It's just later than I intended it to be. God, gosh, he was a rum sort, wasn't he? I specifically said I wouldn't look at the chat until after takeoff. There we are. Are there not any mods? That was a while ago, Sue. Sorry I missed that. Mods for what? We're using the A320NX mod and some add-on scenery, and this may have been related to something I said. I can't remember. Yeah, I probably should, Caffel. I probably should get a moderator for my channel. I mean, usually, to be honest, it's quite rare that I get people like that. Most people who turn up are really nice, and I was surprised by that because I thought there'd be quite a lot more trolls than there have been. I don't know why we're getting ice. We're well above any moisture, but anyway. But yes, it's something I'll think about doing for sure. And talking about the weather radar, and then you said windshield. Nah, right, no, predictive wind shear warning. So that's this switch here. It gives you a wind shear warning. Thank you, Sue. That's very kind. That's very kind. Oh, right. This is the trouble with getting behind with the chat. I have no idea what's going on. And I didn't when I first read your message, Caffel, either. But, yeah. Yeah, you probably did. Yeah. Hello, science guy. Connor. Yes, so bit of a humdinger with Twitch. I made Twitch affiliate, and I found out that once you're a Twitch affiliate, you cannot stream on other platforms at the same time. So that meant I had to make a decision between YouTube and Twitch, and obviously most people have like 64 Twitch followers and 1700 YouTube subscribers. So I'm sticking with YouTube for the time being. I'd like to get back to streaming on Twitch as well, but I don't know if and when it'll be possible. But I'll keep you updated in my Discord. I'm glad you found us anyway over here. Right, so everything's going rather nicely. I'm going to try turning the engine anti-ice off again because we really shouldn't need it. Also, we're over 10,000 feet, so we can turn the landing lights off and the seatbelt signs off because it's nice smooth air. Yes, Jason, what Dave said is correct. Oh, Roger, that's very nice of you to say. Yeah, I don't think he was grumpy with me. I think he was just looking to start an argument with someone. I don't know why, but I don't think I didn't take it personally. Yeah. I mean, there are other streamers who are affiliates and stream on both platforms simultaneously. So, well, I wouldn't say on a live stream any further about that. I don't think, but I'm thinking about what to do next. Put it that way. Oh, how did that go, Connor? Would you rather I called you Connor or Science Guy? I don't mind. Really? I didn't read half of what he was writing. Oh yes, yeah, I see what you mean. Oh dear. No idea, no idea. Meaningless drivel, isn't it? Sorry, Kevin, I missed your message. Which model matching do I use? I'm using the one by that British AvGeek did. I know, Caffel, on my last stream you sent me a link to one on Flight Sim TO, and I will try that out. I just haven't got around to it, basically. A lot of people have very good ideas and I think, oh yes, I must do that, and then I run out of time to do anything at all. Right, so we're out of the SID, we're out of the standard instrument departure, and now we're following the main part of our route down to Florence, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we're making a turn to the southwest. We'll be crossing over Stralsund, flying just to the east of Rostock, all the way over Germany. Going around Munich, just to the east of Munich, then heading south again through the western part of Austria and into Italy near Bolzano. Or is that Switzerland? I think that might be Switzerland. No, that is Italy. I always thought Bolzano was in Switzerland for some reason. Yeah, and then basically heading right down the middle of Italy before making a slight right turn to join the arrival into Florence. And the flight time should be around about 2 hours, something like that. That's definitely the way to do long haul flights overnight. If I do another one, I think I'll do the same. That's what I used to do before I started streaming, and there's something very satisfying about waking up on the other side of the world virtually and landing. And to be honest, if it's good enough for Droya, it's good enough for me to just leave it going overnight on a stream. So that's what I'll do in future. We've got a centre controller online at Bremen Radar, so we will have a little bit of ATC after all. It'll be nice. What's his frequency? 123.9 at 2. So we'll tune that in to be prepared for when he asks us to contact him. That's a good idea as well, Nokley. Yes, I saw that, Sue, and yeah, and I've got it, and I will try and do a review of it at some point, but I don't know when that'll be. Best case scenario it'll be tomorrow, worst case scenario it might be in the new year, what with Christmas and work and everything. There hasn't been an update yet, and to be honest I didn't know that icing was going to be included. Normally the sim updates come at around about 5 o'clock PM UK time, so in a couple of hours. Oh, or were you talking about the A320NX? You probably were. I don't know. We're not covered in ice, which is nice, but it did prompt me to turn on engine anti-ice when we weren't in clouds, so I don't know if it was I don't know what we were expecting, to be honest. I tend to just download the master build, the latest master build before I fly, and hope for the best. Yeah, the icing is annoying. I agree. Did I see all the Christmas discount? No, do you know, I haven't looked. Because there's nothing I want to buy really. I've got so much scenery that I never have a chance to fly to. I mean, Florence is my second favourite airport of all time, and I've never done a stream to it. This is the first stream, so no, I'm going to stick with what I've got for the moment. But I'm glad they are doing sales. That'll be good for people. Mind you, I've contacted Bremen Radar before and been told they're not covering the sector that I'm in, even though it looks like they are on VATSPY. We definitely look like we are in their area on VATSPY. So their ATIS information says Aller Sector, western part. So we're very much not in the western part, so we may not get to talk to them. But never mind. Yeah, I guess. I guess that might be wise, Dave. But to be honest, the sim tends to break the plane anyway, whatever you do, doesn't it? When there's an update. I find rudder sensitivity a little bit too sharp, I think. I'm comparing this with the FS Labs A320, which I haven't flown for several months now, but it feels very unstable on takeoff and landing in the yaw axis. What are you talking about, Mr. Catface? Sorry, I missed that. Who shouted at you? Oh, that's good. Those are 3 airports that I would definitely recommend to anyone. You have more patience than me, Dave. You have more patience than me. That is the sensible way to do it. I quite agree. But I just try it with everything in, and then if things go wrong, then I start deleting things. So I sort of do the reverse. But then, of course, you're just guessing at what might be causing the issue. No, I decided not to bother with those wing views in the end, because when you're transitioning from the cockpit to the wing view, you have to look at all of the, you know, the bit of the airframe that's missing, and I just don't think I'd use them that much. The other reason is I've got a lot of custom cockpit views on my number pad key, so I don't really have any spare for wing views. But I'd forgotten about this one. This is a nice view. Oh, that's the other thing I meant to tell you about. I'm using Unreal Weather. I'm trying Unreal Weather out, which I originally downloaded as a backup for when the in-sim live weather doesn't work. But it's actually proving quite useful. It is more accurate than the live weather. So I tried live weather at Kastrup there, and it was essentially fog-bound. But as you can see, it draws one type of weather all the way to the horizon, so it doesn't look quite as good. So my plan, if I can get away with it, is to sort of chop and change between the two. Use live weather when airborne, and on the ground perhaps if it's working, and use Unreal Weather when required. So there we are. That's a little bit of insight for you. Does anyone know if the State of Salt is 747 mod? No, I sort of gave up on the 747 quite early on, and I haven't had the heart to go back to it because I really want it to work properly. And from what I've read, even with the mod, it's still not very good. Oh, okay, John. Joystick curves. This is some sort of program that you run alongside the sim, isn't it? I'll Google it now. Joystick curves. Is this ZDoc project joystick curves? That looks interesting. Thank you. I'll bookmark that and have a little play around with it later. What do I think about buying landmarks for MSFS? Well, I think it depends how much you're going to see them, really. I've got the London landmarks from Orbex, and they're brilliant. Even flying airliners, I'm really pleased to have them, because they do just make those approaches to Heathrow from the east that bit more interesting. But by and large, I think I probably wouldn't... I don't know. If it's not an area that I'm doing a lot of VFR flying in, I probably wouldn't bother. And I mostly do IFR. You got your VR headset? Nice! Oh, I'm very jealous, Dazza. Unfortunately, my mum doesn't own MSFS, and my system is rubbish, so I can't run VR. But I'd like to get involved one day. Talking of which, it's probably a good time to mention Super Chat and the Streamlabs donation link. You can donate either ways. If you'd like to help me have a less rubbish system, that would be great. Oh, I've just seen someone's donated £3. Andrew's Play Games. Thank you very much. I didn't have my alert box on, unfortunately, and I've accidentally turned off the chat as well. But yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you had issue? Is that with the joystick thing he was talking about, Dave? Yeah, I'm having trouble picturing what VR will be like in the sim, Jason. I like the idea of being able to look around the cockpit in virtual reality, but I'm not sure how interacting with the controls works or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you have much insight, Dazza, into what it'll be like, but I'd be interested to hear. Sue35, thank you very much for your donation. Was it your donation I was just talking about that I missed? Either way, thank you. I really hate Streamlabs sometimes. Why won't it show me the alert box, and why won't it show me the chat? Right, let's turn that on for at least a bit of recognition for people who have donated, and the chat should appear again, I think, shortly. Or has it not been on the whole time? I don't know. Bear with me, I'm just going to go and have a quick wind back of my stream. Oh, the chat hasn't been appearing the whole time. Excellent. Some days streaming just doesn't go very well. I'll try and get it working. But now we're just on YouTube, I suppose you can always see it down the side, so it's not as important as when we were on both platforms. Oh, it's working now. Good. Right, what else have I missed? Engines were fine, MCU... Alright. Oh, we're talking about the 747 here, aren't we, of course? Yeah. Oh, okay, the free stuff. Yeah, the free stuff's incredible, Caffel. I don't know if you've watched any of my Bimbles Around Britain VFR streams, but yeah, particularly Liverpool and Manchester were fantastic. Glasgow was pretty good, but didn't... what was I going to say? Yeah, it didn't work for some people. But yeah, the free stuff's great. I tend to go for the big city Google import stuff rather than the individual landmarks. But yeah, got nothing to lose if it's free, that's my view. Oh right, great. What's he streaming, Jason? Do you know? Is that wiggling of the plane normal or a flight sim bug? It's a bit of a bug. I have to say I hadn't noticed it today. So it's bouncing a little bit, and that's fairly realistic due to air currents and that sort of thing. But sometimes the wings wobble left and right, and that's definitely a bug. Also, do you know, will there be soon a 737 or other airliner? There's a PMDG 737 coming. There's also someone working on a freeware one, which I don't know much about. But the PMDG one's still a fair way off. Their latest update was that it'll probably be about another year, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Yes. The Streamlabs is working. It's not coming up as a bing, is it? But that was because I'd forgotten to turn it on, so that was my fault, I think. The chat should be working. The tip tracker should be working, and the alert box for people giving donations should also be working now. It's because I was recording with this earlier, and I turned all that off for my pre-recorded videos. Arjun, yes, I do remember you. Yeah, welcome back. How are things? Ah, right, cool. So he'll be streaming VR, right? Yeah, I'll catch up with it. I'm doing my bush flying tonight from 7 in South America. But if it's starting at 18, I might catch a little bit. Yeah. Welcome back, Mr. Catface. Oh, I didn't know that, Dave. Is it a proper modelled one? Because I know there was one. There was a freeware one, but it was essentially just an A320 that looked a bit longer, and I wasn't that interested in that. I would like it to feel heavier and perform like a proper A320 one. I'm going to have to check out their Discord. I haven't looked at it for yonks. Andy, thank you very, very much for the $3.99 donation. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you'll get a little bing come up on the Streamlabs, but maybe not. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Yeah, there we are. That worked. $3.99 super chat. Excellent. Thank you. Hello, Recep Arpa, nice to see you, welcome to the stream. And Caden, hello, nice to see you both. So I've spent a long time trying to set up these alerts for when people donate. I know they're not the most exciting, but at least you get a little spinning plane and a nice sound. The tip ticker down in the bottom left only seems to work with Streamlabs donations rather than super chats. I don't really know what to do about that. I'll have to look into it off stream. I've got quite a list building up of things I need to do by next time. Sort out tip tracker. Oh, okay, Dave. That's good. At least we'll have the fly-by-wire functionality. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably have Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. I might do a stream on Christmas Eve. I'm undecided. I think I probably won't. I think I'll probably have all 3 days off and go and see my parents. It'll be the first time I've seen them indoors since March, so I should probably make the most of it. Oh, great. I'm glad you've managed to get a Logitech radio panel. That is going to be something that I would also buy if I had a little bit more room. Once I get my loft boarded out, I might do it. Oh, Caden, you're off. Oh, that's a shame. Not to worry. It's been nice having your company, and I hope you'll come again soon. Okay, Mr. Catface, see you later. Yeah, they look. I was looking at those yesterday, Dave. I think it was you who recommended them, and they look pretty good value, I must say. I'm tempted. I couldn't quite picture how you tune the radios on them, though. Deezer Daniel, yes, they have indeed. They have indeed. I've got it. I haven't yet had a chance to have a look at it though. Okay, I'll do that, Dave. Thank you. Probably after the stream would be slightly more professional. I was just typing it in there. But yeah, I will. I'll have a look later. Pity about all this cloud, isn't it? It'd be quite nice to see a bit of ground below. So my yaw axis on my joystick is not working properly. It'll work fine most of the time, and then, as you might have seen, it just suddenly twitches left and right. And this is only a month old, so that's not very good. That's the same problem my old Thrustmaster had after about 3 years of heavy usage, so I might have to get in touch with them, I think. M&M are fine, Jason. Yeah, they had a very exciting morning, racing around for no apparent reason, and now they're both asleep, which is best thing for them when I'm trying to fly. These are my cats, by the way, for people who are wondering. Yes, Speedbirdie Gaming, this is FS2020. So for those of you who are wondering, we're now over northern Germany, coming up to Magdeburg. Ah, that tip ticker I don't think can show super chat donations. That's a bit of a shame. I'll have to look for an alternative. Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? The flight sim 2020. Yes, this is a Scandinavian Airlines A320 Neo we're flying. Oh, that'll be awesome, Llewellyn. You are treating yourself to some good goodies at the moment, aren't you? Radio panel, honeycomb, yoke and throttle, quadrant. Yes, I'm envious. Mind you, I'd rather, at the moment, because I'm mostly flying the A320, I'd rather have a good quality side stick than a yoke. And up until very recently, the Thrustmaster had been doing me proud. I just don't expect the yaw axis to be breaking after a month of use. Karen, hello and welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. So my computer specs are in the YouTube video description, Harry. I'm running an i7-8700K processor. I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 1080 Ti graphics card. Those are the main bits. Is the A320 worth flying? Is it really good? Yes, if you get the mod. If you get the A320NX mod, I would describe it as really good. It's not quite up to proper study level standards yet. It's got a few bugs, there are a few things that are frustrating about it. But yeah, I think it's fantastic what they've achieved. The default out of the box A320, I wouldn't bother with. Could you post the link where we can? Yeah, of course I can, Llewellyn. Yeah, it's in the. It should be in the video description, but it's not very clear. There doesn't seem to be an easy way to sort of have it prominent. But yeah, I'll post it in the chat now. Hold on. There you are. There it is. Hello, Civil Flying. You just came for school or from school? Either way, welcome. Just going to have a quick look at our progress page. It always gives a very high optimal cruising altitude, but I do think, although this was our planned altitude, we ought to probably try climbing a little bit to get out of these clouds ahead of us. So let's go up to 350. Saying enter destination data already, but we're not very close yet. Really? That's incredible, Roger. Sad state of affairs, isn't it? Oh, Velocity Films, this is your livery, is it? I have to say, I can't see anything wrong with it. This is the one out of the mega pack. Looks alright to me. Okay, so this isn't the highest resolution, and nor is that. But in general, I think you've done a very good job. But you know, I'll take your word for it, and I will search for a better one. I think there's one on Flight Sim TO, isn't it? Okay, I guess I mean I'm not very experienced with X-plane reflex. I'm from prepared and FSX background, but yeah, give it a go if you've got the sim. It's well worth trying. I don't think it compares to the toeless A320, but you get to fly over this beautiful scenery, and to me it feels more like flying in the real world than the FS Labs A320 did, just because it looks and feels right. Gosh, the chat's coming too thick and fast for me to keep up with. Hold on, I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Reflex, yes, we've done that one. Looking at the weather, won't get any clear weather, cloudy all the way. Oh, that's a shame. Never mind, that's the joy of simulating live weather. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, fair enough. If you're mostly going to be doing GA, then a yoke's definitely the way forward. Oh, that's exciting, Andy. That's very exciting. I can imagine how you're feeling. Thank you for the sub, Speed Birdie Gaming. Thank you. Yeah, you've told me about this before, haven't you, Kevin? That that there is a better livery. I'll get it for the next flight. I'll add it to my list of chores. Get new SAS livery. Yeah, well, see what you think. See what you think. Llewellyn, thank you very much for the £5 donation, and Merry Christmas to you too. That is hugely appreciated. Right, let's have a quick look at our progress. How far off are we? 500 miles. And this is usually accurate these days. It's going down. And we should be arriving at 11:33 UTC. And our scheduled arrive time was 13:15 local, which is 12:15 UTC. So we're making very good progress. Should be there about 40 minutes early. Ah, Andrea, hello. I remember you from from the comments on my reviews. Welcome to the live stream. Are you from Florence, Firenze? Amazing. As you're probably aware, this is one of my favourite airports for the sim, and it's a great city as well. I visited, but not for many years. Hello, Polat. Welcome to the stream. And hello, Daily Dose of Aviation. There's a lot of you here today. I appreciate your time and company. Well, do you know what? We're almost halfway through the flight, and I think it might be time to have a little bit of light background music. I'm going to try and find something new on Epidemic Sound to play you. Probably something classical. I don't fancy anything Christmassy, I don't think. Christmas classics on piano? No. Let's try a bit of Modern Classical Volume 2. It's interesting what you find on Epidemic Sound, which is, I don't know if you're aware, it's a sort of royalty-free thing. So you're allowed to stream the music from there. Oh no, this is rubbish. You're allowed to stream the music from there on streams in a way. You're not allowed to stream other music, and some of it's really, really good, but all of it is from people that you probably wouldn't have heard of. So it's quite an education. I don't like this album already. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Andrea. One day, post-COVID, I will come back. No, I don't like this either. No, do you know what? I'm going to go back to one of my favourite playlists, which is Cora's Ear. It's nice and peaceful. Good music for 33,000 feet. Oh, you're from the Philippines, are you, Speedy Birdie Gaming? Well, nice to have you here, all the way from the Philippines. And you're from Istanbul. Well, quite the international crowd here today. It's great to see you all. How did I climb to flight level 350 without changing the altitude? I did change the altitude. Do I have any add-on recommendations to make FS 2020 really realistic? Well, for me it's pretty realistic out the box, and almost all of the add-ons I've purchased are scenery add-ons. So on my YouTube channel, in fact I'll send you a link to the playlist. In fact I'll send you a link to my reviews. I've reviewed a number of scenery add-ons, and my favourites are all there. Other than that, if you like to fly the A320, I really recommend FS2 Crew's Flight Crew A320 program, which gives you a virtual first officer and cabin crew. Where is it? So here you are. This is my add-on reviews playlist. Yeah, so start there. That's what I would suggest. And Sigurd D. Oh, Mark, hello. Gosh, I've missed more messages. Can't keep up. It's 11 p.m. in the Philippines. Gosh, nearly bedtime. I hope you can stick it out till landing at least, Speedy Birdie. So, oh yeah, well, I missed that a long time ago, didn't I? Istanbul, blah 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 blah. Do you have any add-on? Yes, Austria, right? Ah, gosh, yeah, we've got people from everywhere. Stuttgart, willkommen, Markus. Sigurd, hello. I think I've seen you before. Welcome back. You're living in Copenhagen, Sigurd, right? Okay, cool. So we've got someone from where we're taking off from and someone from where we're landing. That's nice. Jack, big shout out to you, sir. I really enjoy your videos. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying them and finding them useful. Ibrax, Cologne, Germany. Hello. Home of my favourite FS add-on of all time, except maybe Las Vegas, which was released since I did that video. I haven't done a review for Simwings EDDM yet, Marcus, but I will at some point. I just don't know when it'll be. Can I fly to Aarhus? I tend to only fly to places which have good add-on scenery, and Aarhus unfortunately doesn't yet. But if someone releases an airport for it, then sure, I'll definitely fly there. Lukash, I have a small question. Want to buy MSF at Steam? Okay, I'm not an expert on Steam. I do have some Steam games, and I haven't had a problem downloading them again onto a different computer. I don't know if Microsoft Flight Simulator would be any different. I can't see why it would. But, yeah, I'm not 100% sure, I'm afraid. Can you do a backflip with the plane? Be hard in an Airbus. Will I? No, sorry. You love SAS wing view? Yeah, we can have a wing view if you want. Fabian Gedke, welcome, and nice to see you all the way from Hamburg. So now that's a city I haven't been to, but I would really like to visit. What did we want? Wing view? Yes, we'll do that. Okay. There we are. It's an engine view for you. I'll show you the other side with the wing a bit in a little bit. LJ Vlogs, have you missed anything interesting? You've missed some quite interesting chat, but the flying hasn't been particularly out of the ordinary. But Jan, thank you very much, and hello, welcome to the stream. The left wing for you. And someone who knows more than I do reliably informed me that this flickering you get is caused by the heat from the engine. It affects the internal textures as well. You know, the heat haze you get. Right, I'm just going to nip off and get a glass of water. I shan't be long. Hello, I'm back. Yes, almost 100 viewers. Yeah, I know. I used to, up until a couple of days ago, I was averaging about 30-35 viewers per stream. And on my Dublin return flight, I had 150 at one point, which was incredible. So yes, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Do I have the Skiathos scenery? Do I know Skiathos has scenery? I don't think so, not yet. I know that Gaiasim are working on a whole load of Greek airports, and I think Skiathos was one of those, but it's not out yet. Oh, thank you, Chloe. I'm glad you find it calming. A few people have said that. I know what you mean. Something about just looking at the clouds below and listening to a bit of music. That's, yeah, very relaxing. No, I don't know Captain Joe. I don't think. Fabian, I own the premium deluxe version of Flight Sim. I think it's worth the price to some people, but not to everybody. I don't think the additional planes are worth it, but I think some of the scenery might be. So for me, for example, I really wanted a decent Heathrow Airport. And for me, that's why I bought Premium Deluxe. And it has got a decent Heathrow Airport. It's not amazing, but it's quite good. And if you look at the cost per airport for getting the Premium Deluxe version, it's pretty reasonable compared with buying add-ons separately. But it depends. I'd think long and hard about what you want to fly, where you want to fly, before making your decision. There is a nice freeware Corfu, yes. There is. I featured it in my last episode of Freeware Focus, actually. I think there's a Freeware Skiathos as well, if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't looked at it. Yes, there is. It's got 4.8 on flightsim.to. I'll post a link. Yeah, that's a great plane, Speedbirdie. I'd love a decent version of it for the sim. That would be great. I've never found a decent A350 for any sim. So yeah, I hope someone will come out with one. Yeah, it couldn't be further away from teaching on Zoom, I imagine, Llewellyn. Oh, and I'm glad you've got a nice long Christmas break. What is my ETA UTC? Let's see. So in sim time, 11:25, which is in about 45 minutes. So that'll be at round about 20 past 4 UTC in the real world. No, the Dreamliner's not that great. It's alright. I've flown it on a stream from London to Chicago and we got there, but it wasn't the most realistic experience. I wouldn't buy the Premium Deluxe just for the Dreamliner. Does anyone know which planes are in the making right now? I know some. I know that, so in terms of commercial add-ons, Aerosoft CRJ is almost definitely going to be the first one to be released. Could be any day now, I believe. We know that PMDG are working on bringing their 737 across. I'm trying to think if there are any others. I know that Aerosoft want to bring their A320 across as well. But the rate that this one is improving, I don't know if there'll be that much of a market for it anymore. Those are the only ones I know of, but there may be others. The approach, I think, will take us over the city, yeah, or just sort of around the edge of it. It doesn't take us right over the heart of the city centre, but if we land on runway 5, which I think we will, in fact I think you always do at Florence, then yeah, you'll see a little bit of the city. That's one of the reasons I love it, because it has photogrammetry. Just going to have a quick look at Vatsim and see if we've got any ATC coverage ahead. I will be skirting around the edge of Wien radar. So we might speak to them. But no one on over Italy, sadly. I don't think they're doing the max. I think they're basically bringing across their 800. They did a whole series for P3D and FSX, so I imagine they'll bring across one of them first, maybe the 800, that would be the most popular, I guess. And then probably they'll add a 900, a 700 and a 600. Possibly as an add-on. So I have a question for you. This is something I meant to ask earlier on. Would you prefer to watch me stream with Vatsim even when there isn't much air traffic control coverage like today? Or would you prefer that I used pilot to ATC? Because I don't really mind, I've got mixed views. I quite like having end-to-end ATC even if it's a computer I'm talking to. But at the same time, I quite like talking to real people. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. So about 363 miles to run. I think we'll get the META for Florence now. Okay, so one vote for pilot to ATC, one vote for Vatsim. Anybody else have an opinion? Am I aware of any GA aircraft in development? No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on with that, I'm afraid. I suppose I just haven't paid much attention because I'm quite... With the small amount of GA flying that I do, I'm quite happy flying the default aircraft for now. Right, META should be in. Received messages, META. So wind variable at 2 knots, we'll definitely do a runway 5 approach then. Broken scatter clouds at 1,000, broken clouds at 2,000. Oh, so we won't have that much of a view of the city, I'm afraid, but we'll come back another day. You can be sure of that. Okay. Yeah, okay, Vatsim it is. I won't guarantee that I'll never do another pilot to ATC flight again. I might, because as I say, when there's no coverage, it's a bit meh on Vatsim. But yeah, I'll stick to Vatsim mostly. It would be amazing to have an 800. I know. That's what I'm hoping for. There will be an 800. I can almost promise you that. And yeah, Stansted is going to be a little bit dead without them. Yeah, that's fair enough, Mbek Mom. Yeah. Yeah. Check out Delta Echo Mike Oscar Whiskey. Okay. Is this you, Marcus? Are you on Vatsim in the Cessna? We've got someone on the ground at the moment. iFlyC from LFKB. Right, good. Well, thanks, Mark. I'm glad you enjoy my pain and stress. You say I'm very good. You didn't see me getting lost at Copenhagen earlier. I don't think you were there for the beginning. That's worth catching up on if this is your sort of thing. I went completely the wrong way. I don't really understand why. I just decided I had to turn left on Victor because I missed a bit on what I'd written down. Yeah, that was super realistic, LJ Vlogs. Yeah, it was. And that's the thing, at the moment, obviously in the real world, we'd be talking to a centre controller, but because I stream in the afternoon European time, there's rarely anybody on, so it will mean a bit more silent flying and a few more landings with no control. But I don't mind that, I'm happy either way. How can you join Vatsim? You just go to their website and everything you need to know is on there. You have to pass a test. I'll send you a link to the homepage and then you just click join here basically. Oh, okay, great. Well, thank you for being there to welcome us, Marcus. Anti-ice question mark? Should we have anti-ice? Oh, it's a fair point. Fair call, Philip. Yes. We're flying through cloud. Although, what's the outside air temperature? So the SAT is minus 54. So no, we're not actually in icing conditions, I don't believe. Let me just bring up my very useful bookmark on icing. I never remember off the top of my head. And I'll tell you about it. So engine anti-ice must be on during all ground and flight operations when icing conditions exist or are anticipated, except during climb and cruise when the SAT is below minus 40. So it is below minus 40, so ice will not form even though we're in clouds. Hopefully. We'll keep an eye on it because this plane's icing is ridiculous. Yes, I gathered, Marcus. Yep, I realised what you meant. Thank you. Yeah, but this is how I learn, Jason. I learn through getting stressed. It was the first live event I'd flown into. It's not usually, nowhere's usually quite that busy. But because they were doing that 24-hour charity thing, there were a lot more people than usual. Hello, iToxic HD. Oh, J-Cox, to be a Vatsim controller you have to go through a training process, but to be a pilot flying on Vatsim you have to do a test. Minecraftier, hello, welcome. I think I've seen you before, so welcome back, I should say. Yes, sorry, I didn't see you'd already replied, Dave. Yeah, what Dave said. Yeah, the pilot test is not very hard if you've been simming for a little while. I know less about the controller selection process, to be honest. I was quite stressed at times, Jason, I won't lie to you, I was. I'm glad I did a good job of not sounding it though. Those Dublin controllers were awesome. I had a look at their Twitch stream after I finished, and one of them had actually been there himself for 24 hours with 1 or 2 breaks, but pretty much non-stop. And he was still friendly and chatty and professional. I don't know how they did it. You didn't do any tests, J. Cox. I had to sign up as a pilot. Maybe it depends on the region, I don't know, I'm not sure. Hello Matthias, welcome to the stream, and yeah, have I ever flown in South America? Do you know, I haven't flown... I haven't streamed a flight in South America, but I have done quite a lot of flying there, because I'm doing a little tour with as part of the MSFS Bush Pilots Discord server. So yeah, a little bit, but I'd like to do more. There just is a disappointing lack of decent quality add-on airports at the moment. If more are released, I will definitely do some streams over there. I signed up about 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at our arrival. So we're looking at the OCMA 3 Quebec. So I'm just going to get the approach charts up on my iPad, so I may miss a couple of messages while I do that. Just for descent planning and all that. Okay, so we can be at 6,000 by OCMAP.
Leipziger 1075, established ILS 26 right, maintain 170 until 5.
Yeah, it's all voluntary, Jason. Yeah. But I'm not sure how the training process works. I know it's harder to become a controller than to become a pilot. There's a waiting list in most regions as well. I know Kevin. I don't know if you're still here on the stream. But I know you applied, didn't you? And you're still waiting. So we want to be at 3,000 feet by NIPTO. Can't see much of our arrival yet, but I'll try and zoom in and show you what's going on. Oh, we haven't set it out, that's why. Let's hand over control to the co-pilot while we do that.
I have control.
Yeah, it might be a regional thing, Jacobs, it might be. So, arrival. Let me just check if we want the Yankee or the Zulu approach. I think they're about the same once we get off the end of the star. Yeah, we'll do the Zulu approach. And we want the OCMAP 3 Quebec. And we want to go via Gonga, I think? No, NIPTO if we can. No, it's not there. Okay, let me just think about this.
Leipziger 1075, 3 miles final 2.
Oh yes, we can go via Gonga, that's absolutely fine. Insert. Right, so now if we have a look at this map, you can see Gonga at least. So we want to be at 3,000 feet there. So for descent planning purposes, to get down to 3,000 feet, we need to work out the altitude to be lost. So 32,000 feet. Multiply that by 3 to give us 30, 60, 90, 96. So we need to start our descent 96 miles from Gonga, plus 10, so 106 miles, plus 10 is to allow you to reduce to 250 knots below 10,000. Right, I'm back with you. Yeah, but you know, the LJ Vlogs, the guy who did that 24 hours in control, he's probably been doing it for years. and you start off gently, I think. There's no pressure to take on more than you're comfortable with. You could just do ground or something first off. So have you started yours yet, Kevin? Or are you still waiting to hear back from them? IBR7, Brad. I'll call you Brad if that's right. Hello, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Welcome to the stream, and yeah, bring on the Series X. Yeah, 30,000. That's about right, Jason. Yeah. Because 30 times 3 is 90, plus 10 is 100. Oh, is that right, MB Moms? That's sort of where everyone starts, is it? Interesting. It's the sort of thing I'd quite like to give a go, being a controller, but I just don't know if I have the time or the determination to persevere with it at the moment. Maybe one day. Okay, well at least they've acknowledged you, Kevin. So rate of descent depends on your speed. I generally let the aircraft manager in managed descent mode. And typically, well, we'll see what we get, typically around about 2,000 feet a minute, something like that, I think. You can work that out as well. Your idea. So you should be ideally descending on a 3-degree path, and there's a formula to calculate the rate of descent for a given speed. Can't remember what it is though, to be honest. I'll post a link. I found something useful. Yes, that's right. So you multiply your airspeed by 5 to give your descent rate while maintaining a 3-degree path. Oh, yeah, you're talking about being a real air traffic controller, LJ Vlogs here. Yeah, you won't have to do anything like that in the real world, for sure. Yeah, I know. I think part of what makes flight simulation so enjoyable is that anytime you like, on your own, you can just get into a plane and fly somewhere. And having a mentor teaching you to be an air traffic controller is quite a different experience to that, isn't it? Hello Pablo, nice to see you here. Thank you very much. It's going alright so far. Anyway, we were setting up for the approach, weren't we? We'll get the latest weather in case it's changed. Atsu, AOC menu, weather request. Wait for the company message notification. There it is. Received messages. Oh, the wind's picked up a tiny bit since last time, but still quite gentle. 130 at 4. QNH 1025. Temperature 12. And the clouds are still the same. So now we can go over to our performance page. Oops, over to approach. and put all that information into there. So oh no, connection lost. Oh, we're back. It's okay. 1025. Temperature's 12. 130 at 4. Transition level. Well, seeing as we don't have ATIS, we can't be certain of the transition level, but normally it's the transition altitude plus 1000. So we'll just find out what that is there. It's normally 6000 on the way up, so we'll make it flight level 70 on the way down. And our MDA for runway 5 is going to be 905. So for those of you who, someone asked me this the other day on Discord, these two figures here, minimum descent altitude and decision height, represent roughly the same thing. Minimum decision altitude is used most of the time, and that represents your altitude above mean sea level, so basically what you're seeing on your altimeter once you've set it to local pressure. Decision height is a radio altimeter height, and you use that for category 2 and category 3 ILS approaches, so you only fill in one field or the other. We'll set auto brake medium. It's a very short runway at this airport for an A320, so we'll use full reverse thrust as well. And that's us pretty much set up for the arrival, so we'll take back control from the co-pilot.
I have control.
You have control.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think their quality controls are quite tight, aren't they, for controllers? IVOW is easier to get into, I imagine. But it would be awesome if there was, I don't know, if more people get inspired by Microsoft Flight Simulator to do the whole training process, and we do get better coverage. That would be great. It's pretty, isn't it? Let's switch to the opposite side. Yeah, you're not wrong, Mbekmong. You're not wrong. Yeah, I didn't realise you were talking about real life. Yeah. Yeah, it's very bumpy, isn't it? We're quite a long way above the Alps, but there you go. There you have it. Right, I'm just going to nip to the toilet. Back in a second. Hello, David. VFR map. No, I haven't. You know, I never use it, so I haven't looked. Let's take a quick check. It's that one, isn't it? It's not that one. It's hidden behind my V-pilot. No, mine seems to be working. Yeah, I think they are adding snow. I think that's part of the update, Jason. It's a bit of turbulence, Mark. It's a bit of turbulence. I don't think it's the sway bug. It's not regular enough for that. Wow, Morton, that's a long waiting list. And Frankfurt, I guess, is one of those airports that's usually covered, isn't it? So, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Pablo. I think there will be some sort of Christmas flight, a bit like they did with Halloween. Oh, that's annoying, Daniel. I don't know what to suggest. Hello, Benny. That sounds like a very nice flight. Yeah, I've never come across a controller who I wasn't impressed by, I have to say. So yeah, the quality control must be good, must work. Andrew, hello. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Hope you enjoy it. We're about, I'd say 2/3, no, 3/4 of the way through the flight now. And which button do I press? When I'm in wing views, I can't remember how to get back to the cockpit. We should be down at 11:32 in sim time, so in just under half an hour, something like that. Let's just check that the ILS has tuned in. It hasn't, so that's going to be 110.3. That's a very, very good question, Mark. I don't know the answer. I hope so. I really hope so. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I really like that people who have watched my reviews are coming to watch me fly live. It's nice. I have heard people simulating emergencies on Vatsim, but people who know more than me do correct me if I'm wrong here. I think you're allowed to, but it's sort of at the controller's discretion. So if they're busy, they can tell you to disconnect or just cancel the emergency, I think. It's weird, I personally have just never had any real desire to simulate emergencies, even when I've had really good quality aircraft that can simulate failures quite well. So are you training to be a controller as well, Marcus? I know it is, Jason, I know. I just don't understand why Twitch have this exclusivity clause. Because obviously, people who are doing better on YouTube than Twitch are just going to stop streaming there. And I don't understand what the benefit is to them of that. I'm from London in the UK, Marcus. Oh, okay. Is that easier to get into on iVal? assume the training's less intense, maybe. So we're over Italy now. Trento is just down there somewhere to our right. And we'll also be passing very close to Verona, so I'll try and show you Verona if the cloud lets me. Hello Albert, nice to see you. What new variant's that, J Cox? Sorry if I've missed something. Esky World? No, I don't know it. Oh, Sky World, is that a typo? No. Sky World, okay. Just found an article about it from 2003. Okay. I was simming in 2003, but I didn't. I wasn't aware of it. Oh right, nice. Interesting part of London, Canary Wharf. Still changing very rapidly. Hello Islam, welcome to the stream. Oh yes, me personally, no, I haven't, J Cox, but yes, it is. Rife at the moment over here. I'm alright, thank you Islam, yeah, I'm okay. How about yourself? Hello Timu, welcome to the stream. Sorry Christopher, I'll turn it off when we start our descent, won't be too long. She does do some slightly more upbeat tracks than this. This one is particularly melancholy, isn't it? Yeah, I want to go on a plane again as well. SXMPES. It's a couple of hours this flight, yeah. It should be down in about half an hour, something like that. I'm not convinced by the ETA on the flight plan page, to be honest with you. I feel like I've been saying about half an hour for a long time now. Yeah, I know, the turnout's been incredible. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Oh, good. I'm glad most people are enjoying the music. Oh, you're from Finland. Cool. I've never been. I would like to. I'd like to go everywhere right now, though. I think we all would, wouldn't we? Just want to go somewhere different. Except perhaps the UK at the moment. Oh, the new update's out, is it? Awesome. Well, after this flight, I'll get on it. I'm also quite relieved that we haven't been disconnected or anything. Yeah, I know. There's something very sad about seeing real-life aviation things at the moment, isn't there? How far are we? 143 miles. Should be down in about half an hour, but I've been saying that for ages based on this figure. I'm not sure how accurate it is. Oh yeah, I hope you get updated in time, Marcus. Can I help you? You bought FS2961 on the Microsoft Store, but you can't download it on an external hard drive. So, oh gosh, yes, I had this issue. I wasn't trying to download it on an external hard drive, but I couldn't work out how to get... So basically, the main application is quite small. So I would recommend you just install that wherever, and then the data that it has to download once you start it up for the first time is big. And you can put that wherever you like. It gives you the option to change the folder down at the bottom. If you actually want the whole lot installed on a different drive, I think that's something you have to change in the Microsoft Store, but I can't remember exactly how you do it, I'm afraid. Oh, hello from Thailand. Yeah, hello in Thailand, I should say. I love Thailand. I spent 4 months teaching English there many years ago, and I loved it. In a place called Mae Mo, near Lampang. I don't know if you know it. Santa Claus is coming from Finland. Yeah, indeed. No problem. Good luck, Albert. As I say, where the main program goes doesn't matter so much, but yeah, it's the data. Yeah, so I hear, Dave. Marcus is trying to download it so he can get it up and running and be in wherever we're going, Florence, in time to meet me. Right, we're going to start our descent now. We still have no air traffic control on in this area, so we can do more or less what we like. Start off by going down to 10,000, and I'll probably keep that going as we descend. Someone tell me if it's broken the A320 or not. Yeah, I liked Lampang a lot. There was a we used to go there on the weekends, and there was a club there called Mod Yim, and yeah, it was really good fun. It was really good fun. Which part of Thailand are you from? Good morning, Cole, in Wyoming, and welcome to the stream. How's the weather over there this morning? Oh, okay. Not too long then, hopefully. What about a flight to CYXU? Don't mind me, I'm definitely not Googling the ICAO code. Oh, okay, London, Ontario. I only like flying to places which have decent add-on airport scenery, I'm afraid, and London, Ontario doesn't yet. But if it ever does, I'd love to fly there, possibly from Vancouver, which we have scenery for. So yes, one day it might be possible. Oh yes, I recognise the name Ratchaburi. Yeah. Haven't been, but yeah, I'd love to come back to Thailand one day. So I think we might have started our descent slightly late because I was too busy chatting to you lot. We'll see how we do, but we can always extend this downwind leg a little bit if need be. Cold wind and expecting so. Blimey, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Oh, stay at home, Cole. Stay and watch this stream. Don't go out. That sounds awful. You notice I clicked the down for the opt descent. So if you click down, you enter selected altitude mode. If you click up, you engage managed altitude mode. You should be able to use managed altitude mode, and the aircraft should follow all of the altitude and speed restrictions. But this doesn't work properly yet. I used to use managed descent, and now I tend to do it with selected altitudes for that reason. Oh, okay. Well, it was very nice to see you. I wish I knew how to pronounce your name. Shempes? I'm going to call you Shempes, but correct me. And yeah, hope to see you on another stream. And I hope school's okay in the morning. Hello, Clayday. Oh, good, good. That was a lucky guess then. Claydo, forgive me, my Portuguese is very poor. Aeroplane, I got that. Legal, I presume is some sort of legion. But whatever language you're speaking, you are just typing words. Right, let's have a little look out the windows. Not out the windows, outside the aircraft. So we're about to fly overhead Bologna. I was there last year sometime. I totally missed Verona. Sorry about that. I was going to show you Verona. But it was too cloudy anyway. We should at least get a little look at Bologna through these clouds. There's the airport, I believe, right below us. Yeah, managed and selected speed do descend at the same rate in this sim. Right, I think after this track we'll call it a day for the music so we can concentrate on the arrival. Ah, yes, Jäger. Yes, you might be right. You might be right, Jason. Oh, it's tense, Marcus. It's a race. I can't remember what altitude I said I wanted to be at Gonga. 6,000, I think. And then we have 5 nautical miles to lose 3,000. Yeah. Okay, so where's OCMAP on here? Second waypoint. So OCMAP, we can be at or above 6,000 feet. So we'll go down to 6,000 now. We'll see if they fix the aircraft not obeying the 250 knot below 10,000 restriction. I'm going to use a little bit of speed brake to get us down faster, because it does seem to be a fairly slow rate of descent. How do you get into the video description? I was looking for the link for the sim brief profile. I don't have a... It wasn't me. I think you're thinking of someone else. I just used the default sim brief A320 profile, but there is one, you're right, there is one specific for the Neo. But to get into the video description in general, underneath the video there's a little bit of text and then a show more button underneath the Microsoft Flight Simulator logo. I'm from London, Deezer Daniel. I don't know, it's a good question, Jason. Okay, LJ Vlogs, well, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. $10,000 what, Andy? Did I say 250 knots below something else? I may have done.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
So passing 20,000 feet, we'll put the seatbelt sign on. See if there's any traffic around for us to talk to on Unicom. No. We're still the only flight into Florence at the moment. Mossy, welcome. I haven't seen you for yonks. How are things? Yeah, it is, Marcus. It's what they've achieved already is amazing. Okay, so it keeps changing its mind about what speed it wants to fly at. I think we'll I think we'll limit it to 260. Should be all right here. Oh right, yeah, no. So there aren't any firm altitude constraints for this arrival, but yeah, 6,000 or above for the initial part of it. Do you know, Andrew, you said senior moment, I had no idea what you were talking about. So I'm having one as well. Yes, indeed, yeah. I think it was British Avgeet who sorted out that profile. I know a lot of you are disloyal and go and watch his stuff as well. I'm joking, of course. He does some very good videos. Yeah, Rob, I'm almost looking forward to getting to the end of this flight so I can get it. It's I've heard good things. I can't remember exactly what's coming, and obviously my only real concern is that it breaks the A320 again. Oh, don't apologise. I'm glad you've been doing something useful, if not that much fun, perhaps. What work have you been doing? Oh, okay, that's not too bad, Dave. Makitfek, hello. If you click on Community on my YouTube channel, I've got screenshots of my current graphics settings there. Yeah, it is going to be gloomy. I can't remember exactly what we were expecting cloud-wise, but I know there was quite a lot of it. So, yeah, 5,000 drizzle, I think that is, and broken cloud, scattered cloud at 1,000, broken cloud at 2,000. Yeah, it's going to be a bit gloomy, sadly. It's not what you expect from Italy, is it? Cloud and cold. Yeah, that's true, Dave. Right, so passing 10,000 feet, landing lights on. Oh, what's it doing? Where's it going? It's going straight to runway 05. That's helpful. I think we'd better go into selected heading mode, to be honest. Keep going where we were going, which was what, about there? It's weird how this one-day flight all approaches perfectly well, and then all of a sudden you find one that it doesn't want to work with. I can't remember if I replied to you, Morton. Yes, I heard they were working with them, which is great. Ibrax, estimated time of landing, about 5 to 10 minutes from now. And we're passing the transition level, so we'll set our local pressure.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Baro ref.
1025 set.
1025 set. Minimum. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
And I'm going to activate the approach mode down here because we want to be slowing down further, so we'll go back into manage speed mode. And that should take us down to our green dot speed. We can continue descending to fly 5,000 feet. What's 0 gigabytes, right? Oh, excellent, excellent. I thought it was OGB, didn't know what that was. Yeah, weather reporter was right. Yeah, I bet it made you sweat, Morton. Yeah, yeah. Not what you need on a busy event day. So we need to be at or above 5,000 here, so that's looking pretty good. So we can get rid of the speed brake and arm it for landing. And just before we intercept the localizer, which will be in a little while, in fact we could potentially cut the corner, couldn't we? No, we'll fly the whole thing to give Marcus a hope of getting to the airport in time. Hello, sorry Ernestina, I missed you there. Welcome to the stream. So as you may have gathered, those of you who looked away or whatever, the autopilot started doing crazy things, so we are in selected heading mode, vectoring ourselves onto final. And you'll have to take my word for it, there's some really beautiful scenery down there at the moment. So for this next turn, the star chart advises 210 knots, so we'll reduce to that now. Which is close to our minimum clean speed, but we should be alright without extending flaps unnecessarily. Just check there's no more traffic suddenly appeared. Ah, Marcus, you made it! Excellent. Nice to have a welcoming party. Right, so I think we can make our left turn now, intercept the localizer with a bit of luck, and we can descend down to 3000. And we'll call for flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked.
This is a very long final, actually. I didn't realise that looking at it. Nothing much to see, of course, but quite atmospheric anyway, I feel, looking out the windows here. Oh, there's a bit of ground down there. Yes. Looks like we might have some sights on the approach after all. And we'll select a sensible glide slope intercept angle.
Flaps
oh
2.
no, I didn't mean to do
speed.
that. I thought we didn't have flaps 1 out, but we do. Are you lot still there? It suddenly got very quiet in the chat. Makes me worry about connection issues and things.
Delta Echo Mike Oscar Whiskey at runway 05 in Florence.
Hello Marcus, I hear you.
Checked.
I didn't hear what you said though. You're at 05 what? So I've armed loc mode, so I'd expect it to be making a turn by now. Ah, better late than never. Ah, good, good. Glad you're still able to hear me.
Delta Echo Mike Oscar Whiskey, Florence traffic. I'm holding at holding point 05.
I heard you. I heard you. Good, good. Florence traffic, Scandinavian 2961, turning final runway 05, Firenze. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Llewellyn, I should be concentrating on what I'm doing rather than the chat as well. So we'll go back into manage speed mode and let it reduce us down to S speed, which is where we should extend flaps to, but it's quite a long final, so we won't do that yet. It might well be a hard landing. In fact, I'm going to say this now. Short runway here. I'm not going to go for a super smooth butter landing here. I'm going to get it down firmly so that we have enough time to brake. Oh, you see me, dear? Awesome. I can't see anything. Just low cloud at the moment. Are you on live weather, Marcus, or?
Checked.
So radio altimeters are live, and we're about to intercept the glide slope. So we'll call for flaps 2 and gear down.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps
Gear
2.
down.
Yeah, Ryan
Gear
Estelle.
down.
Yeah, brakes set to medium. That's the maximum for landing. Max is only used during takeoff in case of RTO. Oh, my strobes. Okay.
2,500.
Turn your strobe on, Marcus. I want to see if I can see you. If it isn't already. Yeah, same here. I'm not using live time. Ah, is that an airport I see? Yes, it is. So let's pop outside and see if we can see any of Florence. I'll be in and out, but should get a little view of the city. Your strobes are on, okay. I think I can make you out. No, maybe not. I'm not sure. Yes, yes, I can always go around.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
So here you are, the outskirts of Florence. It is beautiful, isn't it? This is one of those approaches that really does feel like you're flying in the real world.
1,000.
Checked.
Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue.
Wind is calm. You are cleared for land. Runway 05. Scandinavian 2961.
Clear to land, runway 05, Scandinavian 2961. Dankeschön. Unfortunately, I can't steer the aircraft and push the push to talk button at the same time. This is not a great approach.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. Drive.
Holy shit, what happened there?
First green. Decel.
Excuse my language.
70 knots.
Did you see that? What on earth was that? It's like we hit a rock on the runway or something. I've never known anything like it. Weird. Anyway, welcome to Florence, everybody. That was actually not a bad touchdown. In the grand scheme of things, other than that sudden pitch forward on the runway.
This will be your indication that it is safe to move around the cabin, gather your belongings and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and we hope to see you once again on a future flight. Thank you.
Right. Can get rid of the anti-ice. We'll leave the strobes on because obviously we're going to backtrack along the runway.
Lining up runway 05.
Florence traffic, Scandinavian 2961, holding short, runway 05 for backtrack.
Delta Echo Mike Oscar Whiskey for takeoff runway 05 in Florence.
that was proper Ryanair style. I think it. I don't know. I don't honestly know exactly what happened there. But I presume it was a glitch in the runway surface. That's certainly what it seemed like. Can't think what else would have caused the aircraft to suddenly pitch forward like that. There's no control input I could have made. It would have meant we suddenly ended up nose in the ground. Did I steer to the left when it happened? I don't think so. There he goes. Have a good flight, Marcus.
Take off.
Very nice. Nice to have some company here. Right. Florence traffic, Scandinavian 2961, backtracking runway 05. Did I steer to the left when it happened? I can't remember if I've answered that already. I don't think so. I can't remember. What was that? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Hello, Minecraft Armoured Cheyenne. Nice to see you here. Just missed my landing, unfortunately, but you can watch us taxi to the terminal, because this is a beautiful add-on airport. Yeah, I got down. A little bit of an unstable approach here and there. But as I say, the actual touchdown, I'll watch it back later, but I think was pretty smooth. So I think you could have typed butter, and it would have been accurate. Could have typed butter, pity about the runway surface. We can turn the runway lights off and start the APU.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Yeah, we do need a replay
Start.
mode. That's
Radar.
coming as well, isn't it, I believe?
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
I have heard someone mention the rough landings, the rough runway surface that caused them to crash here. I'm sure I've read about it somewhere. And I always thought...
traffic, we do low approach over airport.
Nice. Are you inverted? I can't tell. No, you're not, but still. Very nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that yeah, someone else crashed on landing, so it's not just me. Yeah, yeah. No mention of the UK update. No, that's coming next month, isn't it, Poseidon, I think? Oh, interesting, Morton. There we are. Thank you, Ahmad. Very nice of you to say so. Butter with... yeah! We could call that a Swiss cheese landing, I think. Right, strobe off. And we'll find somewhere to park. Scandinavian 2961, clear of active, Florence. Otherwise Marcus might not have known he was able to come in and land. Yeah, I think you're right, Andy. I think that is what happened. It did just suddenly dip to the left.
Taxi light off.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Jason? This is, well, as you're probably aware, it's number 2 in my top 10 add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator list. Beaten only by Cologne Bonn.
Florence Prefix, Delta Echo Mike Oscar Whiskey for landing runway 23.
Excellent. Parking brakes on. APU bleed on. Engines off. Seatbelts off and fuel pumps off. And beacon light off. And we'll do our parking checklist.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
I'm just going to try calling some air stairs. I don't know if they work at this airport. Oh, I think some have just materialised. And some baggage has just materialised as well. Awesome. So I'm using Pushback Express to do this. It's one of the nice to have features that yeah, you don't have to use the ATC menus to get these services. Anyway, what have I missed in the chat? Thank you for the breakfast treat. Oh, you're very welcome. And Merry Christmas to you too, Dave. I'll see you in the new year, if not before, I'm sure. Hello, Rengini. Welcome to the stream. It's nearly over, but it's very nice to have you here anyway. Happy Christmas, Llewellyn. Oh no, Caffel, that's bad news. That's bad news. Always the way. I'm sure they'll fix it soon. Yeah, I would love to fly to Cologne. I will. I'll do that. I might do the return leg of this trip first. I'm not sure. But certainly Cologne will be one of my next trips for sure. Yeah, again, the YouTube lag exhibits itself beautifully with you, Jay Cox. So yeah, it'll either be a flight out of here, or I might just not bother with that and do something completely different, like flying to Cologne. Callum, I'm glad you're enjoying it, and welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Because I like this airport so much, I'm going to take you on a little tour around the landside areas, because it is really a work of art. Certainly Gaia's finest work, and one of the best add-ons for the sim to date. You're very welcome, Jason. Glad you enjoyed it. I've got to go back and watch that landing on YouTube now. Don't know if my nerves can cope with it. See the little trains going back and forth? All in all, it's just a really spectacular airport. And the surroundings are stunning, as you can see as well. Anyway. Vasilios, thank you for the follow. Oh, you're on Twitch. You won't actually be watching this. You've just found me elsewhere. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day there. No, not now, Jay Cox. No, that's it for today, I'm afraid. I've got stuff to be getting on with. But yes, thanks as always for your company. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. And I'm not decided yet if I'm going to do another stream before Christmas. I may or may not. But if I don't see you before Christmas, thank you all ever so much for your support of the channel this year. You've been absolutely great. Have a very, very Merry Christmas if you celebrate that sort of thing. and I'll see you again on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.